Okay, class. Next is end of year cash flow statement. This one, creating an end of year cash flow statement in agribusiness is essential for understanding your farm's financial health. So this statement will provide a detailed breakdown of all cash inflows and outflows over a specific period, typically the fiscal year. And here's how you can prepare an end of year cash flow statement for your agribusiness. Number one is opening a cash balance. So start with cash balance you had at the beginning of the year. This can be obtained from your previous year's cash flow statement or your financial records. So creating an okay class. Next is your cash inflow, as what we have discussed earlier. Sales of agricultural products. These are um, you need to list no. You need to list down all of your cash inflows from the sales of your crops, your livestock, and any other agricultural products, and be sure to differentiate between cash and credit sales. You need to have a subcategory. Next class is your government subsidies and grants in your cash inflow. So all of the subsidies, you need to list down all of this, your grants or payments that you have received from government programs related to agriculture. Next class is loans and financing. So you need to record any loans or financing obtained during the year and include the initial disbursement and any subsequent drawdowns if applicable. And also class our other income. Include any other sources of income specific to your agribusiness, such as rental income or revenue from non-agricultural activities on your farm. So in your cash outflow class, as what we also discussed earlier, so first is your operating expenses. You need to list all of your operating expenses such as your labor, your fuel, seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, veterinary services, equipment, maintenance, and utilities fall into this category. So that will be total, that will be summed up on the end of the year to represent in the operating expense. While also in your debt repayment, include any loan repayments made during the year, including both principal and interest payments. So also your taxes, record any taxes paid during the year, such as property taxes, income taxes, and sales taxes. And also your investments, if you're made significant investment in your equipments or infrastructure, include these capital expenditures under your cash flow. And also, if there are other expenses, account for any other expense, such as your insurance premium, your lease payment if you are leasing a land, or professional fees. And your net cash flow class will calculate the net cash flow by subtracting the total cash outflows from your total cash flows. And the figure represents whether you had a positive or a negative cash flow during the year. And by the end of the year, you will hope or you will be hoping that you will attain a positive result in your net cash flow. And your closing cash balance class that and add the net cash flow to the opening cash balance to determine the closing cash balance at the end of the year. Having all of this the data that you collected, you will have a what we call this a cash flow analysis. You can now draw or come up with a conclusion. You will be able to analyze that your cash flow statement is um, you will be able to grasp an insight in your operation, in your agribusiness financial performance, if it is performing well or not. So is your performance increased? last year, or is it decreasing? And with that, you can analyze further what happened, and that you can pay attention to trends such as the seasonal variation in cash flow and identify the areas where you can optimize your cash management. So that let's know after you have all of those information, you can already anticipate your future planning and use the information from your cash flow statement to plan for the upcoming year. This might involve adjusting your budget and securing additional financing or relocating resources to address a cash flow challenges and maximize the potential that can give you the maximum input and the maximum output in your overall operation. So you need to remember, class, that accurate and detailed record keeping is crucial for preparing an end of year cash flow statement in agribusiness. So this the software, programs, and accounting tool that are available can simplify this process and provide you with a clearer picture of your financial situation, helping you make informed decisions for the future of your farm. Additionally, consider consulting with a financial advisor or accountant with expertise in agribusiness to ensure that your cash flow statement accurately reflects your business financial reality. Okay? Last class is your cash flow budget. So, why do you think cash flow budget is important? Okay? So it is essential in agribusiness because just as it is in any other business, it will help you plan and manage your finances and ensuring you have enough cash on hand to cover your expense and investments in the growth of your agricultural operation. So you listed it properly so that you can see, no, you can anticipate where your available cash will go. And here are the steps to guide you creating a cash flow budget in agribusiness. Number one is that you need to gather your financial data. Collect your historical financial data, such as your income statement, as what we have discussed earlier, and the balance sheet from your past operation in the few years ago. This will give you an insight into your past cash flow pattern and help you make more accurate projections. And you should also class identify the income source. List down all of the sources of income related to your agribusiness venture. This may include your crop sale, livestock sale, government subsidies, and other revenues. And with that class, you should also estimate your income. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? So project your future income based on your historical data and also the current market conditions regarding of price changes and anticipated changes in your operations. If you adopted a modern technology or you retain your traditional practices. So be conservative in your estimates to account for potential fluctuation in prices and demand. And also, class, you need to list expenses. You need to create a comprehensive list, including both your fixed and your variable costs. The common expenses in agribusiness included our seeds and our fertilizer costs, our labor, also our equipment maintenance, our utilities, our loan repayment, and our insurance. And you should also class estimate your expenses, and because your estimate will taking into account inflation, seasonal variations, and any changes in your production or operation plans. This will ensure that your estimates are as accurate as possible. And also, class, as part of your cash flow budget, you need to account for seasonal variation. So since we are dealing with seasonality of agricultural commodity, many agribusiness have second seasonal income as well, and also a expense pattern. That's why you need to have a good record. You need to have a good record so that you will monitor what month of the year is you're having a very high expenses, and also what month of the year is your payback period. So in that way, you can be able to anticipate or you can predict so that you will be ready in times or in seasons like this. So account for this variation in your cash flow budget, and you may need to set aside surplus cash from your peak season to cover expense during the lean period. So that is true, class. So not all the time, especially of the conditions of our agricultural industry. So there will be times that you will be earning at the peak of your production, but there will be also times that you will also suffer losses or decrease of your income because due to the characteristics of or the nature of our industry. Next class is your next include a capital expenditures in your cash flow budget. Consider any major capital expenditures you plan to make, such as buying new equipment or expanding your facilities. So all of these are major expenses, and these investments should be factored in your cash flow budget over their useful life. And also, class, in your cash flow budget, factor in your loan payments is also important. If you have outstanding loans, include the repayment schedule in your budget. What what month or what date, and with that, to make sure that you have enough cash to cover these payments when they are due. And also, class, having an emergency fund and contingencies should also be part of your cash flow budget. Allocate a portion of your budget for these unexpected expenses or emergencies. Having a financial cushions is crucial in agribusiness where factors like weather, pests, and diseases can impact your income. And monitor your end review after all that you have done everything class. Regular monitoring your actual cash flow against your budgeted figures is important. If there are significant deviation or changes, analyze the reason behind them and adjust your budget accordingly. And use accounting software that could help you, and consider using accounting software or specialized farm management software to streamline your budgeting and financial tracking process. This will make it more convenient and effective in your part. These tools can provide a real-time insight into your financial health, and also consult with professionals. So if you're not sure or if there anything that bothers you, you may approach someone that are having a credibility to give you an advice. So in terms of your financial aspect or need help in creating a budget, you may consult with financial advisors or agricultural experts who can provide guidance in the specific to your agribusiness. And your cash flow budget class should be revisit and revised from time to time because of its because of the um, volatile nature of our agricultural industry. Because your cash flow budget last year may not be applicable in the current year, because you should be a dynamic document that involves as your agribusiness does. Your business is also growing or developing. So regularly revisit and revise it, especially when you encounter a significant changes in your operations or market conditions. So remember, class, a well-structured cash flow budget is a valuable tool for managing the financial stability and growth of your agribusiness. So it will allow you to make informed decisions, secure financing when needed, and navigate the challenges inherent to our agricultural industry. Okay, class, so thank you very much. And that is the end of my lecture. And we will continue our next discussion, and I will give you an additional assessment in our lecture for today. Have a good day and stay safe.